Hello everyone and welcome to our weekly live show where I cover our latest Divi updates and additions to our platform. So this week we have a fantastic update and this is all to do with the text shadow options. Now we're able to adjust all our text, make it stylish by using shadows. And this is can be found on all our modules. So we have now a wide range of design options that we can apply to all our text, which is fantastic. So today we are going to be covering creative ways where we can use these text shadows. So I have about 3 examples for you. So I'll be doing some page titles, a coming soon page, and also how we can apply this to text on our sections. Okay, so before we get started, the first thing you want to do is to make sure you will update your Divi install to the latest update, because this is what has all the latest features. And I'll also be going through the presets. So without wasting a lot of time, let me dive in and let me start showing you how we can start applying this and where we can find this extra feature that was added. Okay, so I'm just going to switch over here to my desktop. In fact, before I do that, I'm going to share my desktop. Okay, we have a few people signing in. Thanks a lot to Michael Henderson, Saeed. Thank you guys for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Okay, so now let me go to my desktop. Right, so I'm going to make sure that I'm using my right desktop. Okay. Right, so let me start from scratch so I can show you where these features are. Just going to drag this to the side. Okay, right, so I'm here in my WordPress admin dashboard. So I'm just going to go ahead and create a brand new page. Right, so I'm going to come over here, click on Pages, Add New. Right, so I'm going to click on Add New. Let's just call this page New Page. Like that. Oops. Right, use the Divi Builder. Okay, cool. Right, so I'm going to go ahead and use the Visual Builder. Now, if you have noticed on most of my tutorials, I prefer using the Visual Builder. That's because I can see everything that I'm designing right there on my screen. Okay, so let's start off by adding some text. So I'm going to click on Choose New Column Structure. I'll just add a single row, single column. And let's add a text module. Right. Okay, so you know I'm lazy with the typing, so I'm going to go to my Lorem dummy text. Okay, Lorem 2. I'll copy my text here, like that. Come back here into our page, and I'm going to paste my text in here. Now, for this to really work, for what I'm trying to do here, I am going to make this a title. So I'm going to select on this drop down, header 1. Okay, so that text now is heading 1. Okay, now let's dive in and let's take a look at the new addition of the text shadows. Right, so I'm going to click Design. So since this is the heading, and that's what I need to make changes to, I'm going to come over here to heading text, okay? And then to see the major difference, I'm going to make this bigger, like that. Perhaps maybe even change the color. In fact, let's do that. Okay, let's change our heading text color. Right, let's go with that. Okay, and let's make it all caps, and we're going to make it really bold, like that, extra bold. Okay, let's reduce this a little bit. Okay, so now with that, let's start adding our text shadows. So as you can see right now, it's not clear where this option is, but if I scroll down here like that, you can now see our entry here, heading text shadow. Okay, I'll just bring my camera back in. Okay, so this is where all the text shadow magic happens. So here we have some presets. Now the presets are fantastic because it saves you from trying to design all these text shadows from scratch, because sometimes it can be a bit tricky. So what we've done is we've added these presets for you to start off from, and then you can adjust those as you go along. So now let me show you how that works. So over here, I'm going to start with the first one. So if I click on it here, straight away you can see that our shadow has been added. And then I'm just going to cycle through these different presets. So here, that's the next one. We also have this one, which is quite good. That. Now, the thing is, you may not be able to see the changes right away. It's because I need to go and change the color of the shadow. And we have this flexibility, which makes this really, really cool. So let me show you that. So right now, I have this preset set here. So let me change the color first. Now, I'm going to use a ridiculous color, like a yellow or something, so you can see what is going on. Right, there we go. Right, let me use that. Now, I'm going to come back here. So check this out. Over here, I can actually adjust, where this shadow can be. You can see as I'm scrolling here, I can drag it down, and this actually goes down, or it can go up like that. So I'm just going to drag it slightly like that, and then I'm going to come over here and adjust the heading strength. Sorry, the horizontal distance. So you can see here, I can really precisely add that wherever I want. Okay, now, if I come over here to my first preset, I can actually adjust the length as we did before. Now, because I've chosen this preset here, I have an extra option now, which is the blur strength. So this only appears depending on which preset that we choose. So here, if you check this out, that becomes even more blurry, okay? Which is, I think, brilliant. Okay, so you can see the flexibility that we have with this is amazing. And again, we don't even have to use CSS to achieve this. I mean, if we didn't have these options, we would have to go and play around with CSS to try and achieve this. And trust me, it takes long. And this is just me. I prefer working in this workflow than actually going into the CSS, because the workflow becomes way much longer. And if you're someone like me who I would say hate CSS because it just takes too long, because sometimes you just want to design something and just get it over and done with. Now with CSS it takes longer. Now I know there's some of you out there who prefer doing it precisely with CSS, but now for people like myself, we are now able to do this using the Divi Builder, which is fantastic. Now, if you're just joining us, we are doing our weekly show where we cover our latest features in Divi. So this week we are covering the text shadow options, which was just added. So I'm just going through showing you step by step how we can apply this and where these features are and how you can apply them to your own website. So what I'll be doing today is I'll be going through and cover the page titles, how you can apply the page some designs to the page title. I'll also be doing a coming soon page. And also, we can play around with some text and see how we can apply this to our sections on our website. And also, if you haven't joined the Divi membership, make sure you do so. I will add a link to that in the show notes below. Become a member and start using all these awesome features that we have in Divi. And that's not all, because we have plenty more coming across in the next few weeks. So weekly, in fact, we'll make some announcements. So every now and again, we'll be producing all these brand new features to our platform to help you design awesome looking websites. Okay, back to the tutorial. In fact, before I do that, let me just check out my comments and see what people, if there's any questions or if anyone is asking anything on our channel. Now, I'm looking at this on my phone. I'm not sure if this is going to work. I wish I could just take a look at these comments on my screen. That way it makes things easier. Okay. Comments. I wish I could just take a look at these. Oh, now it's playing my screen. That's not good. Bear with me. Okay, right. we have some comments here. Is this a layout? This is Michael saying, is this a layout download? Yes, it is. I will include the link in the show notes below because every Monday we are releasing these free layouts. So the one I'm using now is part of the one that we gave away, I think it was 2 weeks ago. I'm not 100% sure, but I will include that link in the show notes below. Right, so let's take a look. Kasim says, do a landing page. Okay, I will, in fact, I have a page that I'm working on, which is a landing page, so I will do those changes onto that landing page. So I hope that covers that. Brilliant. Okay. Harold, well, I think this is Spanish, so I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but I think it's something good. So, hey, how you doing, Harold? Okay, cool. Fantastic. Oh, by the way, we have 33 people actually tuning in for this live stream, which is brilliant. I would like to say thank you, guys. Okay, back to the tutorial now. Okay, so now you can see that we can play around with this. Now, let me do something quickly here where you can just add a bit of creativity to these backgrounds. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to close this for now. In fact, I'm going to save this and add a section background here. So I'm going to add this plus button here and add our background. So now I've added our background color. In fact, we can choose any color here. I mean, I can choose that as well. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to save that and then come back to our module settings. Click on design. So now with our heading text selected, I'm going to center this, right? So we want to create something that we can use in our designs with this. Okay, so now the heading text color, I'm going to change that and let's use something close. Okay, that works. I'm going to come over here to my shadow color and I'm going to change that too. Okay, and let's see. Okay, let's use that as the starting point. Right, so here now we can adjust our settings to make this look the way we want. So I'm going to okay, in fact this can be right in the center like that. Okay. Now just bear with me because I'm doing this on the fly, as you can see. So here we have the option of maybe leaving it like that so it has like a glow coming from behind the text. So this is a design style that you could actually use. Or if we come over here, again, I'm going to adjust like that. Do the same here. Right, so we are going to add a glow here. And let's change our text color to match the background like that. Now, you can see here that what I've done is I've just added a glow to the text, so it looks like it's being lit from the back. So this is a design feature that you can actually use in your designs. So let me just complete this and just make sure that this looks much better. Right, so I've got my text settings here. I'm going to come back here to, so that was the heading text I was adjusting. So I'm going to come over here to my text, make sure that this is centered. In fact, I'm going to change the text color so it can stand out. Okay, that's much better. We're going to make sure that this is centered. And then we're going to come over here to the sizing and adjust the width. Center it like that. So if that heading text is a bit too much, you can either adjust the size or reduce the text. So in this case, I'm going to go back to my content, click on text, and I'm just going to reduce this like that. Okay, so that's looking much better. So this could actually work as part of your sections in your designs. So this could be a style that you could go with throughout your website. Okay, so let me take a look at some of the comments here. Adrian says, is this available in the current version? Yes. What you need to do is to make sure you download the latest Divi. In fact, before I do that, if you're just joining us, let me show you quickly where you can get that. Right, so if I come over here to my module settings, and by the way, these text shadow options, they are on all our modules. So if I come over here, click on design, and then what you want to do is to go into your text, and then when you scroll down, you can see it here, heading text shadow. Okay, these are all our options, and also we have our presets that you can start working with. Okay, let's take a look here if there's any more questions. Michael says this is great because you can use a real searchable text rather than a PNG file. Yes, absolutely. So this, it's brilliant. I mean, there's a lot of options that you can use with this. So yes, this adds that extra design feature to our text module, which is fantastic. Right. Oh, Michael Henderson says, translates to hello from Bolivia. Fantastic. Thanks a lot for that, because I was struggling with that because I wasn't sure what that meant. So thanks a lot for that. Okay, cool. Right, so back to the tutorial. So I've done this now. Let's go ahead and let's see how we can design a coming soon page using all these text shadow options. So I'm going to close this for now. And I am going to come over here. So what I've done is, all I've done here is I've added a row with some text which says coming soon. So you could actually use this as your own, say, coming soon page. So here I'm going to add a background color. So I'm going to click my plus button here, add my color like that. I want to save this. And because this is a coming soon page, we don't necessarily need the heading and the footer. So let me show you how to do that. So I'm going to come over here to edit page. In fact, before I do that, I need to save and exit. Otherwise, all my settings will disappear. Okay, so here you just need to come over here to template, click this drop down and select blank page. So by selecting a blank page, it gets rid of the heading and the footer section. Okay, now click update. And this can only be done in this view. You can't do it in the visual editor. Okay, now let's go back to our visual editor and start adjusting our text. Okay, so now I'm back in my visual editor. Okay, so here I am going to go into my settings, module settings. And because this is a text module, I can straight away go into my design, click on heading text, and start adjusting that. So I can just increase my text a little bit here, coming soon, and then scroll down a bit, and then here we have all our text shadows. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this one here because I really like that. Okay, so I'm going to come over here to my heading text shadow color, select the color that you want. So you may want something a bit bright, maybe something like that could do. That's a bit too much. And then all you have to do is to come over here and make your adjustments. So you can precisely have this exactly how you want it. So I think that's looking good. Now, because this is a coming soon page, why don't we add another module? Now you can see here I can't get into my to add my new module. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come over here to my expand settings, click on wireframe view, and add our new module. Now, what we may want to do on our coming soon page is to add a timer to just let people know that, roughly when this page is going to be launching. So I'm going to add here, I'm going to add my timer. There we go. Click on my screen here. So what I'm going to do straight away is to get rid of my background because I don't need that. And then I'm going to come over here to my text, add the hours, the minutes. And so now we have 24 hours. Brilliant. So I'm going to come over here to my design. Now, just to show you, here as I mentioned before, these text shadow options, they are all on our modules. So even here on the timer, we can actually go in and adjust our timer. And here we can see we have the text shadow options. So we can pretty much apply these text shadows to anything in our Divi install. So I'm going to come over here. You can see here I've just added a little drop shadow in there. And I can do the same adjustments like that. And if I come over here, I can come over here to my text. We can adjust all this and make it look the way we want. Okay? Right, so that's what you can do on your coming soon page with our new text shadow options. Okay, so let me save this for now. Now, here's another thing that you may want to do as you're designing your website, and this is to add some page titles. So let me show you how to do that. So here, in fact, let me build this from scratch. So I'm going to come over here and, in fact, let me choose a page, go into Divi, dashboard, save and exit. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a brand new page and add a bit of a design to our page titles. Okay, so I'm going to come over here, click Add New. So before I go into designing the page titles, if you're just joining us, this is our weekly live broadcast where we cover the latest Divi features, and we go in depth and just pretty much show you how you can apply these in your designs creatively, and just show you how you can quickly use them. This can help you if you're pretty much new, and also get some inspiration on how we can use some of these features. Okay, and also, if you haven't signed up for the Divi membership yet, I recommend you do, because as you can see, Divi is very, very powerful. In fact, we have one of the best drag and drop builders out there, because if we can see how much we can do with our front-end editor, this is what every designer needs, because we pretty much have all the elements that we need to build amazing looking websites. So again, I'll provide the link in the show notes below, so you can go in and sign up for your membership. And when you sign up as well, you get access to not only Divi, but you get access to Extra, which is one of our very popular theme, and also some plugins that can also enable your website to go online socially and also to grow your email list. Okay, so now back to the tutorial. Let me create our brand new page. So let's call this page XYZ. Okay, use the Divi Builder, use Visual Builder. Right, so now that I'm in my Visual Builder, all we need to do here is to create our page titles throughout our whole website. So again, I'm going to come over here, click this plus button here, and add a full width section. And we are going to select our full width header. Okay. Oh, hang on. Let me do that one more time. I'm going to delete that. So I'm going to click this plus button to add our section. It's going to be full width. What am I talking about? I had it right the first time. Anyway, so what I need here is the full width post title. Okay, so I'm going to select that. And then here, I'm going to disable the show meta and featured image. So we don't need that. All we need is just the title. So you can see here straight away that it has now taken up my page title. So every time you use this, it just takes the title of that page, which is really, really cool. Okay, so now I'm going to come over here to design, click on title text. In fact, this is just a normal text. Okay, so I am going to center this and title text. Let's make the size slightly bigger. Okay, so we're going to bump it up to about, say, let's say 52. Okay, I'm going to save this for now, and then I'm going to come over here and add a background color. So click this plus button here, add our background like that, and save. So now, if you want this to apply as your page title, you need to drag it to the top. So I'm just going to drag this to the top like that. Okay, so now we can see that this is going to be on every single page. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is to come in here and customize our text. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Design, Text, and Title Text. Right, so here we can make it all caps like that. And also, if I come over here to my title text color, I can make it dark like that. Now, don't worry, it may seem like it's disappeared, but we are going to fix it with our new text shadows. So I'm going to come over here and select my text shadow, click on my color, and now I'm going to use a light color on my background like that. So already we can see we have a really cool looking design without even me doing much there. Okay, so I'm just going to make that text slightly bigger like that. So this can be your page titles. Now this is almost impossible to, no, I wouldn't say impossible, but it's quite difficult to recreate just using CSS, especially if you're a beginner. Right, so let me come over here as well to my section settings and add some padding. So I'm going to come over here to spacing. So bottom padding, I'm going to add, let's say 100. Okay, so now we've added some, okay, that's a bit too much. Let's say 60. Okay, right, so that's much better. Save. Now, you can continue now building your page. So let's say over here, we're going to add a single row and we're going to add some text. Copy my text in here. Oops. In fact, let me drag it closer like that. So in here, I'm going to search for my text module like that. And I'm going to paste my text in here. Save that. And let me split this into two. Okay, so in here you can add an image. Like that. Upload my image. So I have images in my media library, so I'm just going to go ahead and just choose any image here for now. Upload an image. So save for now. So you can see here that our page is now starting to take shape. So for every page that you're going to build, you can actually have this as the main page, as the main page heading. Okay, and then here we can also add a title. In fact, let me close this. Add a new module, text module. Okay, so let me copy my text from here and use this as my title text, like that. I'm going to highlight the text, and this is the thing. If you want this text to apply the heading features, you need to make sure that you've selected heading 1, like that, and then you can go into design and start customizing this. So I'm going to come over here to my design text, choose my font. So here, let's choose bitter. We're going to make it bold, like that, all caps. And we're going to bump up the size, like that, and increase the line height. Okay, so now we can add our shadows, and it's just a matter of just scrolling right here below, so we can straight away find our text shadow options. Okay. So I'm just adding a very slight shadow here because I don't want to make it too much, like that. So again, you can precisely go in and customize it, like that. Okay, I'm going to save this and then drag this to the top. Okay, so this is how you can start using our text shadows for your design. So as I mentioned before, these text shadows can be found throughout all our modules. Okay, so let me take a look here and see if we have any questions. Okay, so the landing page. So pretty much what I've done here is you can apply this to any type of page. This is just a basic page. So I'm going to come over here and I think I have a landing page. Yes, I do have a landing page. So I'm just going to close this for now, and I am going to go into my edit page. Yep, save and exit. I'm seeing a lot of thumbs up. Thanks a lot, guys. I hope you can apply these tips and techniques in your designs. Right. So quickly, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get rid of my post title here. Click update. So what I'm working on here is a landing page. So again, let me click view page. Right. Okay, so this is our landing page from one of our free giveaways, which you can download absolutely free and start using straight away. Right, so here again, we can use all these features that I've just mentioned. So let's go in and make some adjustments. So I'm going to click on Enable Visual Builder. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add some shadows to my main title here. Okay, so to do that, all I have to do is to go into my settings, and I'm going to come over here to design. Right, so I'm going to come here to my title text. So first of all, I'm going to make it all caps. Now, here's another thing, then this is just a design tip. If you're going to be using these text shadows, you need to make sure that your text is nice and bold, because if your text is thin, the shadow doesn't really show and the design doesn't really look as good, because the shadow now blends with the actual text. So you need to make sure you have text which is bold so you can actually really show these shadows, and that's where they're most visible. Okay, so here we can see that our text now is extra bold, which is really good. And then I'm just going to scroll down here. Okay, again, I'm going to cycle through these text shadow presets. So I'm going to start off with this one. So you can see here we've just added a subtle shadow to our text, which is brilliant if you want your text to really stand out from the background. Because there are cases where you design an image or design a background which the colors are quite close and it's quite difficult to separate the two. In fact, let me see if I can replicate this. So I'm going to save this for now and pretend that our background was designed. In fact, let me add a color and come over here to my image. For now, I'm going to say no to parallax, and then I'm going to come over here to normal, just cycle through these and see my blending modes. Okay, so I've got white here selected. Okay, so let me see. Right. In fact, let me add a solid color. Okay, so that's looking good. Right, so what I've done here is I've made my background a bit lighter. So by doing that, it makes our text, because it's white, not really stand out from the background image. So by adding this shadow now, you can see that Divi for Business is now showing because it has now a shadow behind it. So this is one way you can apply this. So over here, back to the design, I'm going to come over here to my text. And this is where now you can play around with the different presets. So I could actually use this if I wanted to. So these are the different types you could use. So as I mentioned before, you can actually use this anywhere. You can use it on sections. You can use it on landing pages. You can use it anywhere where you have, even page titles, if I've just shown you. So you can use this anywhere where you want your text to stand out or as a design feature. Okay, so pretty much this covers everything. Now, if you're brand new, if you just joined us on our show, we are just covering our latest update to Divi, which is the text shadow options. So I went through where you can find these text shadow options, which is pretty much here in your text option, text submenu. So as you scroll down here, they are labeled text shadow. So you can now also adjust the horizontal length, the vertical length, and also the blur strength. So depending on what you choose here, you can go in and make all your adjustments. And it's one of those design features which you can add to your creativity. It makes your pages look nice. And even if you don't use them, the fact that you now have that option and you don't have to really go in and add complex CSS to just achieve this is a very good thing. So I encourage you to download the latest Divi, because if you're using an old version, you won't have these features. So you need to download to the latest Divi to get these features. Okay, now before I wrap this up, let me just take a look and see if we have any more questions. Here, Jean says, thanks for making the theme. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Appreciate it. Are there any options for a GIF as logo? Now, Jean, when it comes to logos, you need to design the logo in your software like Photoshop or GIMP, whatever it is. So as you export it, you need to export it either as a JPEG, if it's just a normal image that's to blend with the background, or as a PNG if you want this with a transparent background, or as a GIF. So this is done in your image editing software, not in Divi necessarily. So that's the advice that I'll give you, and that's the best way of applying this. Okay, let's take a look. Adrian, is this available in the current version? I think I answered that, and the answer to that is yes, it's available in the current version. Let's take a look. Right, looks like there's no more questions. Okay, so for everyone that has tuned in today, I really, really appreciate it. You taking out your time to watch this live broadcast. So I'll be back again next Monday, 7 a.m. Eastern, to again go through our upcoming Divi updates. So that does it for this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. If you have any more questions, make sure you leave your questions in the comments box below. And also, if you haven't signed up for our Elegant Themes membership, make sure you do so, because as you can see, this is a really powerful application for building websites. So we have a lot more features coming up very soon. So I would say sign up, and we have a lot of support and resources online where you can get a lot of help. We have a large Divi community which will help you out if you get stuck. And also, if you haven't signed up if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, we do quite a lot of videos weekly where we get to do tutorials and also tips on how to use Divi. And every Monday, we also have some layouts that we give away, fantastic layouts. So again, keep an eye on that. So I'd really, really recommend that you go on to elegantthemes.com and sign up for our mailing list, join our Facebook group and our Facebook page, and also sign up to our YouTube channel, because by doing that, you'll be notified every time we release new videos, tips, free giveaways, and so on. All right. Thanks a lot, everyone, for tuning in, and I really appreciate you taking your time out to watch this live broadcast. Until next time, thanks for watching, and see you soon.